Hey guys, we're back, and on the last episode, I promised that we were going to be upgrading the suspension on the S2000. We're in Murrieta, California today at the Nitron facility. Yes, they are in California, and I wanted to show you guys what the Nitron brand is all about. Let's go inside and take a look. So, Guy,
yes.
I hear that you're the guy to talk to.
I am the guy.
So you're originally from the UK?
Yes, from the UK. Yeah, moved over here over a year ago now to really sort of head up our US expansion. I say expansion really. We've been selling into the US for many, many years, but just not really getting the traction that I'd hoped for and expected. And I think that consumers really were a bit concerned about buying something where there was questionable support for it.
Yeah.
If it goes wrong, what do they do? And we just realized that we had to not sub this out to third parties to deal with. We needed to do it ourselves.
Right.
So we decided, let's make our own shop, let's make a technical center, and that way we can offer proper factory support. All the correct technicians have gone on the training courses, and we can really give the customers the support experience that they're really looking for. So we looked at the whole of the US and we thought, where should we be? You know, it's a very, very vast country. And we just thought that California seemed to be the place where people were really tuning and modifying their cars. It had the weather. We also make motorcycles. We got a production line in Japan, in Saitama as well. So that's mostly motorcycles. And we just thought for our global expansion into America, we'd just choose California and then choose Southern California.
This is a really premium facility, offer full rebuilding services, everything you need. Yeah. I think it's pretty crucial to be here, so I'm glad you guys are.
We can get vehicles in, we can do R&D, we've got test facilities, we've got stores, a small machine shop. We've got enough space in here to expand as well, and it reflects who we are.
Okay, so what would you say are the true differences between some of the other higher tiered motorsport damper systems and then yourself?
When you look at a shock absorber or a damper, really it's the function that it carries out is either a non-structural component, so it'd be like the rear shock on a front wheel drive car, or very often a structural component like a McPherson strut.
Right.
So those are the two key differences. If you're dealing with a McPherson strut, it's there to do a job of supporting the wheel under very high loads. So the stiffness of the product is very important. So when we design our products, we make sure that the overall bending stiffness, the resistance is very high. So with our products, the choice of the materials, the finishes, or the actual surface finish before the coatings go on is super critical. Things like the piston rods, they're super induction hardened. They are unbelievably hard. You can hit them with spanners and tools, they're not going to mark.
Right.
They've got very, very long lifespan. I think another part of our products that they don't leak. I mean, they really don't leak.
Yeah,
many
and
years.
you hear that a lot with other high-end motorsport dampers is they do leak. So having these, with a 5-year warranty, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And really proven not to leak. I think that for me is probably number one.
Yeah. And we take a lot of the technology from the endurance motorcycle world and we employ that on the car world. Whereas you could argue some brands might say, they're racing shocks, a little bit of leaking is no problem. But we've got that experience on how to make product that doesn't leak, that still carries low friction. So we've incorporated what we learned from the motorcycles into the car world, and they can go for years and years and years, no leaking. And we've got the ability with our product to take a curb, but immediately be on the power straight away instead of allowing it to settle and then on the power. And it makes a difference to professionals.
Yeah, especially in Nürburgring environments when you're shooting for lap records and stuff.
Yeah.
Team Schirmer uses your products, right? In the BMW, racing at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, lots of 24-hour racing, lots of endurance racing. But then you look at the installation of the product. You're looking at a product that's been finished off properly from a design perspective.
Yeah.
The whole point of being here was to really say, trust us as a company. We've been around for a long time. 1998 when we started making shocks. Okay. And we've made so many shocks. So we've got that heritage there. But I think just being here is saying to people in America, you can trust the product because you've got any issues with it, we're here. So these are hub stands, and so each stand itself
Yeah, that's nice.
bolts onto the hub itself. So you're not dealing with wheels, with tires, with any of that flex. And then on the bottom there are these roller balls. Yeah. So they allow the car to completely settle down naturally without any tension built into its suspension to do an accurate measurement.
And then you can laser, right?
Oh, better than laser.
Okay.
So there are 8 CCD cameras that look around the car and they link to each other and they give you like a real-time view of what the car is doing.
Wow.
And so as the camera head moves, the electronic pendulum is pulled straight again, and the current that's required to pull it in whatever direction is a cross-check of what the camera's seeing. But it can give you your thrust axis, it can tell you if your wheels are slightly out of alignment, and it's quick as well. So we've got the combined corner weight and geometry setup all done on those tables at the same time. These will effectively look around the car. So you've got a camera here looking at the one on the other side. So they're looking at each other.
Exactly. It's like my garage door opener. They're looking at each other.
Exactly that.
I'm just kidding.
There's another one there, and that's looking at the other one behind it.
Got it.
So that's the ring, and you effectively balance them up on the car, you level them off, tell them that they're true, and then it knows where it is, and then you can do your caster alignment.
Oh, it's small. It's cool.
Yeah. So originally designed to try and fit it into motorcycles. That was the aim of trying to get it in there. And so it's got 2 3-way accelerometers in there. Again, cross-checking, and so it can detect, depending on how you orientate it. All you do is you tell it the angle that it's at. It could be like that,
fixed angle, and then it goes based off that.
And then you tell it where it is relative to the center point in the car. So once it knows where it is and what angle it's at, you calibrate it back to 0, and then you go, okay, if it's braking, if it's accelerating, if it's cornering, or it's doing a combination of those things.
Sure.
And then you build in a yaw function as well. So you've got all of those features, and the program runs on percentages. So you can say, for X percentage of braking force, we'll have a current value of such and such applied to it. And then if there's an X percentage of cornering force, there'll be a current value applied to that. And so as you're increasing that cornering force, the current value to the shocks is growing. So if there was a setup for a 488 Ferrari and we've arrived at that solution for a specialist, then we'd always put those maps into their controller, fitted to their car each and every time.
Okay.
Like that. So that's Electron, and I do believe that is the future for dampers, because at the end of the day, if you think we're revalving them, we're adjusting them at the track, we're adjusting them for the day, really that's an old-fashioned way of doing things.
Yeah.
To have things that are reading what's going on and adjusting dynamically is definitely the future.
Got you. Makes sense. Totally. I mean, I feel the same way with just engine management systems and stuff. It's like everything that you're telling me is like that all correlates. I get it. I get it. Well, thank you for having me.
No problem.
And it was a pleasure to meet you.
Great to see you.
And, I'm going to get this suspension and dampers put on my S2000 today.
Excellent. Excellent. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you so much. All right, let's get this installed in the car. All right, we got the package back safe to the shop, and let's see what's inside. All right, so this is the R1 version, and this is just a 2-way damper. This is a daily driver, so I wanted really, really high-end suspension, but I didn't need to be 3-way adjustable because I really don't honestly have the knowledge to set up a car properly with that many options. So I just wanted to keep it simple. So as far as price goes on this, you're looking at something like this, list price about 3,000 bucks. The build quality is amazing on this. Also, it is a rebuildable part. There's service local. If you have any issues with, full support in America. Also, one thing that I learned today is they use H&R springs, which is a pretty cool touch. Obviously, just the fit and finish and quality is really nice, but also the tools were really nice. So this is an adjustment tool that comes with it. Yeah, so looking at this, just from first observation, it seems like that these are probably the rears, and this is probably making it like an extension for it's basically just an extension for your knobs, so they can be relocated into a spot so you don't have to take apart the rear interior of your S2000 to actually adjust it. I've never seen anything like this done before. Pretty nice little touch, I like that. pretty simple. You're familiar with these, I'm sure, if you've ever done any suspension adjustment, but nice quality part. So you get the 2 tools, and then you get the little extenders for the rear. All right, so the front's all finalized. Let's go ahead and show you guys the rear. I need to supply a nut for this side because my shock had the nut already on it. All right, well, that's kind of an installation of the rears. I gotta tighten them up still, but to give you an idea, the Nitrons are on there. They're looking pretty good. They're very handsome. And we'll do the other side, and then we will get some new wheels on the car. I wanna say thank you to Nitron USA and Nitron UK for helping me out with some new dampers for my street S2000 build. If you guys want to get a set, let me know. I could hook you up. Also, if you guys have questions, you can hit them up, you can hit me up. We can get any application specific questions, or if you just kind of want to know more about the product, anything that I didn't touch on, please reach out. But next video, you'll be able to see it in action, and hopefully I could show you guys how the car handles. So I'm looking forward to that, and thank you again, Nitron USA and Nitron UK.